If you're wondering why Florida's homeowner insurance costs have gone through the roof, I want to explain this from the perspective of a real local roofer. My name is Thomas with Thomas Roofing. Since 1995, I've completed thousands of roofs all here local, Marion Lake, Sumter County. This is my area. I spent decades working in these communities, and over the years, I've personally watched the roofing industry change dramatically, and not for the better. Local roofers like myself, we're the ones that sponsor your kids' teams, we show up at local events. We've repaired your roofs while you saved money. We are going extinct. While large, storm-driven organizations move in, storm chasers. They're like the construction version of ambulance chasers. Questionable morals to say the least, right? Here's the simplest way that I can explain the problem. Think of homeowners insurance like car insurance. If you get into a wreck, you file a claim. But if your tires go bad or your brakes wear out, that's considered maintenance and you have to fix it. Roofing should be similar. If a storm causes real measurable damage to your roof, absolutely call your insurance company. An old roof that has simply reached the end of its life expectancy is generally the homeowner's responsibility to replace. Unfortunately, a business model developed where some companies began treating nearly every roof like an insurance claim opportunity. This is regardless of how old the roof is, if there's any damage or storm damage, or if they even need a roof. They just want to file a claim. Knock, knock, I'm here, let's file a claim. Maybe I'll look at your roof. Homeowners are approached with things like, we can get you a free roof, or why pay for insurance if you're not going to use it? That may sound great, but what many people don't realize is that when you file a claim, it absolutely 100% it affects your premiums, that's the cost of the roof, your insurability, that means if this company wants to keep you or cancel you, and the insurability for the next company that you try to get insured by. They may not want you. So this stays on your claim history, and this is regardless of the outcome that you get. So if you don't get all the money you said that these people said that you were going to get, or all that your goal is to get, you still filed a claim. This is going to affect your insurance history. I have personally inspected the roofs, many roofs here, where the homeowner has been told by these guys that they had major damage and to file a claim. And I get up there, I take pictures, I'm like, your roof is fine. You have another 10 years on this roof. There's no leaks. Why are you letting people on your roof? It's because they've been coerced. So they've got 10 or 15 years left on their roof, and they've already caused trouble for themselves. The vast majority of these door-to-door salespeople have zero roofing experience. And most of these are uninsured via temporary sales crews brought in from outside the area after storms. They take this crash course in how to generate insurance claims and how to get signed contracts. Imagine one of these uninsured people getting injured on your property. That can get ugly. Yes, an injured, uninsured salesperson can file a lawsuit against you. Enough of it has happened that it has damaged the trust in the entire roofing industry. Here's the sad part. The homeowners are now beginning to distrust all roofers, including the honest local roofers like myself. So they see us, we're just lumped in together. We're one group. That hurts everybody. Obviously, it hurts the homeowners, it hurts the legitimate local roofing companies, and ultimately it hurts the insurance market. And again, there's people that are emotionally invested in hating insurance companies, but the facts are we have far less choices now than we did, right? And this is a direct response to these fraudulent roofing claims. You can Google it yourself. What's the biggest problem with insurance? What caused this? Is always going to point to these roofers. So now we have a handful of roofing insurance companies that we can choose from, and you're going to get what they give you. You're going to like it. If you don't like it, you're going to learn to like it, because that's all that you can do. Now, the real local roofers like myself, we're faced with this choice. Either we can compromise our ethics, if you can't beat them, join them, or we can struggle and keep on fighting the good fight. And that's what we're doing. We're fighting the good fight, but we're feeling the pinch, guys. Here's another way to look at it. Most of these companies are franchise-style operations with a revolving door. So, and look, franchises, they have their place. If you want a quick burger, it might not be delicious, but you know where the franchises are. You go get a quick burger, run in, run out, but it might not be your first choice. If you want a really good burger, you go local. You go to the Charlie Horse here. That's where the best burgers are, in my opinion, in the area. You go somewhere that actually knows the community, takes pride in what they do, and they've been here for years. Roofing is the same way. The local roofers, we live here, we work here, our kids grew up here, we grew up here, we all went to school here. Our reputation matters here. Storm chasing companies, they treat these communities like these temporary sales territories. Once the work dries up or the problems start showing up, like a warranty, for example, they're gone. That's the difference. That's what you need to understand. I'm not saying every insurance claim is wrong. Real storm damage, it absolutely happens. It exists, and homeowners deserve help when legitimate damage does occur. What I would say is this: don't make a decision at your front door. Don't feel pressured into signing anything immediately. If they won't give you an estimate, just tell them to leave your property, because that's what they don't give you an estimate, because then they're locked into that price, even if they get more money from the insurance company. Research the company. Look how long they've actually been local. Ask who will actually be installing the roof. Like, I know all of my people that work here. I know their names. Ask about insurance, licensing, warranties. Can they show your roof that they installed 10 or 20 years ago? I know I can. Make sure the company you hire answers their phones, even years later. Make sure they honor their warranties. Again, I know I beat that to death, but it's important. Make sure they'll still be here after the storm season is over. I can drive through Central Florida and show you roofs that I've done 20 years ago. In some cases, I can show you roofs that I've done 20 years ago and then again recently. In other words, I've been here for that long. So, like, one of my favorite stories is it's everybody. If you live here in Florida, you know our favorite, Florida gets defensive about this, and I do too. Our favorite grocery store, you know the one. It's always got the good food. It's always fresh, great service. So there's a guy that's worked there for over 20 years. I did his mom's roof 20 years ago, and we just did it again like a year ago. I've done his roof, his sister's roof, his mom's roof, and when it comes time to do the roof again, I'll probably get the roof. And in the meantime, if that roof leaks, I'm going to go over there, I'm going to be happy about it, and I'm going to fix their roof and hold it off probably for free until we get the roof, until it's time to get a new roof. That's what the real local roofers do. Now, once people like us, the old guard, once we disappear, all that's going to be left are these storm chasing type companies, and we're going to be gone. There's going to be no getting us back. Florida does not need more roofing companies. It needs more roofers that will actually plan on being here 20 years from now. If you have questions about your roof, if you have concerns about your insurance, or just want an honest opinion, reach out to Thomas Roofing locally or visit tomtheroofer.com. We would absolutely love to hear from you.